Hello and welcome to GCS Today here on Channel 21, the program that brings you news and information from Gaston County Schools. I'm Todd Hagans. On today's edition, we meet two star teachers and we give you an up-close look at the Gaston County Schools art show. Joining me on GCS Today, we have two teachers from South Point High School, Amanda Parker and Megan Trimnal, and we have a great story that we're going to share with you today. And so let me set the story up for you. We have a Star Teacher, Star Student Awards program, and it's where you have an outstanding senior who recognizes the teacher who has had the most influence on that student's life. And you may have seen that awards program. We recorded that ceremony and aired it on Channel 21. You may have seen it. So this year, for the class of 2018, Natalie Paragori, who is a senior at Bessemer City High School, nominated Megan, who previously taught at Bessemer City and is now at South Point, for the Star Teacher Award. What is interesting about that is Megan was the star student in 2004 for North Gaston High School, and she nominated Amanda Parker as her star teacher. So I hope our audience can follow all of that. It's a neat story to show how we have a star student who is now a star teacher. And Megan, what did it mean to you when you found out that Natalie had nominated you as the star teacher for Bessemer City High School?
As a teacher now, you have students that mean a lot to you, and you know that, and you know that you're going to remember these students, and you know that they had an impact in your classroom on you as a teacher. But you don't often know if you have an impact on them. You hope you do. And so when she nominated me, it was just kind of a reciprocal feeling that I was able to impact her, as much as she impacted me, just being there in my classroom.
Now, do you remember back to that time when you were the star student for North Gaston High School and you had the opportunity to select your star teacher? What do you remember about that? And was that an easy choice for you? Did you know automatically, or did you have to contemplate who you wanted to select?
It was a very easy choice.
You better say
yeah,
easy choice, right?
It was a very easy choice. I spent a lot of time with Miss Parker at North Gaston with student council and in all of her classes, year-long classes. And it was not even a breath needed to be taken to say that she had the impact on me. So when I talked to Natalie about choosing me, I was shocked. I was shocked that she said there was no thought. It wasn't close between you and another teacher. I automatically said I want it to be Miss Trimnal. So that really meant a lot to me, that she just had me at the forefront of her thoughts and wanted to honor me in that way.
Now, you teach biology. So I would not necessarily think, being an English person, I wouldn't think biology was a very easy subject. What do you think that you do in your classroom that makes students like Natalie see you as a star teacher?
I care a lot about my students, and I just want them to know that all year long, from the first time they're in my room until when they leave. I care about them in my classroom and outside of my classroom, and I try to support them in every way as a student and in their life. Like you said, this award is a teacher that affected their life, not just their school, not just 8 to 3. And I really feel like she felt that I was a part of her life. We did some extracurricular activities together too with Leadership Academy, so we were able to do some physical labor in the gardens and things like that at Bessemer City. I wanted my students to know, and I do want my students to know, that I care about them outside of my classroom as well. So I think that bled over into the following years with her.
And you hear that. We recognize a star teacher and a star student from every high school in the county. And you hear that as a theme when the teachers speak and the students talk about their teachers, that it really is that teacher that went above and beyond. Do you feel like that you do that? Is that something you strive for
Absolutely.
In school every day?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, every day. I think there's a bit of a trust factor to it. If they know that I care for them and I want their best, then they'll do whatever I ask them to do in the classroom, no matter how hard it is. Because they know that I want them to do their best, and I don't want them to just put their name on a paper or pass a test. but I want them to be the best that they can be for all of their classes. And if I can gain that trust of a student, then it's endless what they can do with that respect that they have.
Now, Amanda, in 2004, you were teaching. You now teach career and technical education at South Point, but in 2004, you were at North Gaston.
I was.
And you had Megan come to you and say, I want you to be my star teacher. Do you remember, what do you remember about that moment?
Oh, it was monumental. It meant so much to me, kind of like the same feelings. I know what she was feeling when Natalie nominated her. It is incredible to think a student is able to go and pick a teacher back to kindergarten and they choose you. It totally means the world, and it meant the world to me that she chose me. And they get to speak about you, and the words that she spoke were just incredible, and it meant the world to me. Megan meant a lot to me back then, definitely.
Now, I know that they require you to write an essay, and so she wrote an essay about you. Do you still have it, or do you remember it?
I still have it. I have it framed. It's actually in my classroom along with my award, and so when I found out that Megan was coming to teach at South Point, that was the first thing that I showed her, and I read it to her, and I started crying. I said, I want you to know how much that meant to me then, and still means to me now. I mean, it's very moving and touching that a student would go out of their way to nominate you and let you know how much they mean to you, and that she means that much to me then and now. We've kept up with each other through the years. So.
Now, Megan, when you were selecting that star teacher, why did you select Miss Parker for that award?
For the exact same reasons that I think Natalie did. Miss Parker cared about me and my future. She wanted me to succeed. She taught me things beyond nutrition. She taught me leadership skills that I would use forever. Natalie even said, in her essay to me that I took her under my wing, and that's exactly the words that I would have said. That Miss Parker just, she took me in. She taught me, how to be a leader, how to be organized, which I still struggle with, but she's fantastic at it. I always wanted to be her, which is odd. I did not plan on being a teacher when I first went to college, but in the back of my mind, I would always think, I would want to be Miss Parker. I would want to be like her. Now I'm a teacher. I'm like, okay, now I know no one can be like her because she's so awesome. So I'm okay with that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that was a question I wanted to ask. Did you influence her into becoming a teacher, to going into the education profession?
Well, with Megan having been number one in her class, I always thought she is going to strive high, and I'm going to read about her one day. She's going to be a doctor. She's going to be a lawyer. And so I always kept up with Megan on social media. So when I saw that she was at Wake Forest and in her doctorate program, and then not too long after that saw that she was coming into education, I thought, well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with Megan. She's a very family-oriented person, and our education system needs great people, and I'm not surprised. I started seeing her at convocation, and I asked her why she chose that education, and she says, I love my family, I love what I do, I love to educate people, and we kind of just started communicating back that way, and I started hearing that she was a great teacher, moving up in her field in middle school, then in high school, and not surprised at all. Not surprised, and I know she's a great teacher. We are so lucky to have her at South Point. And again, when she came this past year, I was so excited to see that she's there. And I hope that I have had an impact on her. I know that she doesn't claim that she's organized, but she is a very organized person, yes. Not that that's what it takes to be a great teacher. I do remember that she gave me this little plaque in high school, and I also still have it on my desk, and it says, it's okay to leave some things undone, because she knows how organized I am, and it's a sickness sometimes.
Yes. And I mean, I did not go to college initially to be a teacher, but when I decided to become a teacher, she definitely affected the way that I teach and the kind of person that I am when I teach and when I build relationships with students and how I teach them. So she has an impact on how I teach every day.
And this question for the both of you, do you feel like you are a star teacher?
I mean, I don't.
Who wants to answer? Who wants to answer first?
No, I would never say that I'm a star
I would
teacher.
never label myself a star teacher. I mean, I would hope that I am. You want to hope that you are. You know, you want to hope that you're a star teacher. I hope that everyone, all teachers are star teachers. We should be. We should hold ourselves to that level. You know, we should hold ourselves to that level. I want to be a star teacher. I've been a star teacher one time.
Thanks to Megan.
Yeah.
I think it is important to have a program like this.
Oh,
Yep,
most definitely.
It is a program that I believe at the time that you were involved with the program, Time Warner Cable sponsored the program.
Yes.
Now with the Gaston Gazette partners with us to sponsor the program, because it does give students an opportunity to recognize, to celebrate, and to really say thank you to that teacher, because sometimes it might be difficult for a teacher to realize, am I doing this right? Am I making a connection? Am I having an influence? And then when you have that star teacher, the star students to step up and say, wow, you really helped me and I appreciate it. I imagine that goes a long way.
Yes, and I'm so glad you said that, because as a star student, you know, we're coming into adulthood and we're awkward, and it's really hard to tell a teacher just in conversation how much they mean to you and to really have it be meaningful. But Gaston County gives the opportunity for a student to, you know, extravagantly tell you how much you mean to them. So I think it's so great that we have this program, and it gives students the words to say and a platform to say it when that might be an awkward conversation for a teenager to have with their teacher.
Right.
Well, we certainly appreciate everything you do for students. And now at South Point High School, the both of you working with our students there, we appreciate it. And whether in 2004 or in 2018, it's once a star teacher, always a star teacher. So thank you for everything you do. It's such a great story to see our star teacher, star student program come full circle, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And so congratulations to you on that honor. And we appreciate everything you do, and we appreciate you being with us today here on GCS Today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. We will be right back.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Welcome back to GCS Today. Each year, Gaston County Schools partners with the Gaston County Museum to present the Through an Artist's Eyes art show. The exhibit features more than 500 pieces of artwork created by students from our elementary, middle, and high schools. We visited the Gaston County Museum in Dallas to give you an up-close look at the exhibit so you can see just how creative our students are. We are at the Gaston County Museum in Dallas, and with me is Tammy Hovis. She is the art teacher at North Gaston High School. And Tammy, we are looking at the Through an Artist's Eyes art exhibit, that's a mouthful, here at the museum, and this is the Gaston County Schools annual art show. And we've got a lot of art around us, don't we?
Yes, we do. We're excited about this show because it's a chance that our elementary, middle, and high school students all have artwork on display for this show. We've been doing this show for many years, and we have a wide variety of categories, and so our students can excel in painting or sculpture or printmaking. So it's just a really neat show for our students, and a great opportunity to have it here at the museum.
And I noticed there are 12 categories that students can enter, so it's not just drawing, it's sculpture and I don't know, look around, you can see all of the different, we're standing here where you have different 3D pieces that some students have created. Talk a little bit about some of the things that you'll see here in the museum.
Well, these are some of our sculpture pieces, and we have ceramic categories. We've got large-scale paintings and drawings, printmaking. There's black and white drawing. There's color drawing. So that's a lot of our categories.
And you can see that the paintings and the drawings are displayed on the walls, and then we have display cabinets for the pottery and the three-dimensional pieces. It really is amazing to see all of the artwork, and like you said, it's created by elementary, middle, and high schools, and we really think that it's the best of the best.
Yes.
It really is outstanding artwork. What have you noticed as you have looked at the exhibit?
What we like, the art teachers, we like the fact that there's not just a high school room. In each room there's all the different levels. So it's an opportunity. One of the high school student teachers said the other day, hey, I'm looking at the middle school work to see what student I might get, in high school. And so it's a neat opportunity for us to see all levels of the artwork from our students.
Now, why is this art show important? Why is it important for us to give students that opportunity to show their work and to show their creativity?
I can say personally, probably for most of our art teachers too, we may have students that really excel in the arts. And this gives our students the opportunity that maybe they're not so well in another subject, but they can really show their strengths and get encouragement. And this show, for instance, it's shown in a professional way here at the museum. It's very, very positive. It's a very nice show. And it's just a way to encourage those students. They do receive prizes and gift cards, so that can encourage the students to buy more art supplies or whatever it is they need at the time. It looks really well with the seniors when they're doing college applications or going for job interviews, that they had their work in a selected piece. We are limited on the number we can submit, so they are chosen pieces. So like you said, this is like the best of the best.
It really is. When you look at the artwork, it is the best of the best. Some incredible pieces, and we're going to look at some of those pieces. You've got one of your students with us. We're going to talk with her about a couple of her pieces. But I think it goes to show that when you have an art show like this, and it's open to the public, people
Yes.
can come to the museum here in Dallas, the Gaston County Museum, and look at the artwork, and it will be on display through May the 19th.
Yes.
It really shows you, we have some really talented students, we have some creative students, and it's amazing at what they are able to produce, their vision, their creativity, and to have a vision for a piece of art and then to see it come to reality.
Right.
You probably see that with a lot of your students. They have those aha moments. What does that mean to you as a teacher to see students start with an empty page and it become something really beautiful?
I have a senior right now who, in their last semester in the advanced level, they get to choose their own projects. And they create a website with those projects, and then they have to give me artist statement, which talks about what they're doing, why they're doing, explaining the whole process. But in the process, they were encouraged not to repeat the medium. So if they couldn't have acrylic painting, another acrylic painting, they had to do different things. And so this student had never used chalk pastels. And so she experimented with chalk pastels, and this has become her favorite medium. So as a senior, she said, hey, I found a new medium, and it's really inspiring her to do even more.
And you can look around the room. Tammy, if you'll walk with me, we'll just look at a few of the paintings that are on the wall. These are, we've got a second place award here. These are from students at Bessemer City High School. You can see the excellent artwork here. And then as we move to this wall right over here, you see the designs by a student from Sadler Elementary School and from Carr Elementary School. And then I think there are some paintings there by students from Stuart W. Kramer High School. And as you look around the room, you see many, I am amazed. I was amazed when I walked in and saw the number of entries in this art show and the level of talent that you have. Now we're going to walk into the room next door, and that is where we're going to talk with one of your art students. How does that sound?
Great.
And we've made our way into another room here at the museum. There are several rooms that have artwork on display. And joining us is Karis Weber. She is a student at North Gaston High School, one of your students over at North Gaston. And Karis, you have a number of pieces of artwork here on this wall with the selections from North Gaston High School. I want you to talk a little bit about a few of those, but we want to point out one in particular. This piece right here, You won a Gold Key Award at the regional level in the Mid-Carolina Scholastic Art and Writing Awards competition, and it went to the national level, and you won a Silver Key Award at the national level. So congratulations on that. Tell us a little bit about this piece of artwork here.
Well, I wanted to do something different from just a normal still life drawing. So that's why I've got pen, colored pencil, and all those different kinds of paper, because I want to stand out. And I think the judges saw that, and they know that standing out is not a bad thing. It can be really good, as you can see.
So it's using all different types of design. It's not just pencil. It's not just marker or paint or any of the other ways that you use. It combines all of those elements.
I think it really it can highlight just what all I can do, not just colored pencil, not just a drawing. It just shows me that's me.
And Tammy, when you look at this wall, these are your students?
I'm very proud.
You're very proud of this wall here. Now you've got a painting right here. Talk about this fish painting. That one is yours, correct?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that painting and what inspired you with this painting.
Well, I always I like aquatic creatures, aquatic stuff. That's normally what I'm drawn to. But to fit the guidelines of this project and everything, I decided I was going to make this fish a little more individual, give him a little makeover.
Well, I think the color is really dynamic. You have the natural tones there, and then you've got
The bright,
the
bright
orange.
beautiful.
The orange just really draws your eye to the way you've balanced that out. And
Thank you.
I think that is really neat. Now you've got another piece right here, and there's a blue ribbon award on that piece, as you can see. Talk a little bit about this piece here. I think it's titled Early Morning. Is that correct?
Yeah. That is a printmaking piece where you carve a linoleum block and then you print it like you would a stamp.
Wow. So you actually designed the block.
Yes, you carve away everything that is white. So all the grass, all this, the tree, everything that's white you would carve away and then print on it with like you would a stamp.
Take it and you stamp, and then. So actually making the print is easy. Making the stamp is what is difficult.
Yeah,
That's the difficult part
leading
of
up
it.
to it.
Now I know you've got some three-dimensional pieces here in the cabinet.
Yeah.
And talk to us about A Day at the Beach right there. What
Okay.
inspired that piece of artwork?
Well, these was a submission for a Vans competition to make the most individual kind of theme for your shoes. And I thought, well, I could have a wave. I've always liked the beach, like I said, and animals and aquatic. So I tried to make it as detailed as possible. There's an octopus inside the shoe. There's a giant wave and a little guy surfing, and I just wanted to put as much as I could into them.
And I think you did. It really shows you the creativity level that our students have. And one more piece there. That's a cross stitch, and it's titled MJ. Talk to us a little bit about that cross stitch.
Michael Jackson. I always really like Michael Jackson, so I also like embroidery. And I thought for Black History Month, I'd give a little tribute to Michael Jackson himself. It took about a month to stitch, and all of it is just individual stitching and just to get the contours of the face right. It was hard work, but definitely worth it.
And you can see a ribbon with that piece of artwork as well. I'm seeing a trend here. We've got some award-winning artwork from you. And as a student, what do you say about having the opportunity to be involved in art, to take art classes, and then to be a part of a spectacular art show like this one?
Well, if I didn't have the opportunity to do art, I mean, I wouldn't have made any of this. None of this would have happened. I first started taking art in high school, so I definitely wouldn't be going to college for art, and my whole directory in life would be completely different. And I have to say I am happy with the way I'm going right now.
It's great, and you've done Absolutely wonderful work. And Tammy, you mentioned earlier you had a student that you challenged to do a different type of artwork.
Different media.
Different media, and we've got that piece right there. It's titled Joe. Maggie Pacehour is the artist there.
This is a senior, and this was her first time using chalk pastels. And so she really liked the feel and how she could do that after some practice. And now she is doing other drawings with the chalk pastels as well.
Well, for the first attempt at it, wow.
Great.
Wow.
Great.
We invite you to come and see some of this fantastic artwork here at the Gaston County Museum. It's the Gaston County Schools Student Art Show. It's our annual art show. It will be on display here at the museum through May the 19th. So come by the Dallas Museum, the Gaston County Museum right here on the Court Square in Dallas. Stop in to see the Gaston County Schools Art Show. We appreciate you being with us here today on GCS Today, and congratulations to you on all of your award-winning artwork. Thank you for watching GCS Today. Stay tuned to Channel 21 for the latest school news and information. We look forward to seeing you next time.